Greetings everyone, it's Elliot here, back for another video on YouTube talking about Blu-rays, and in particular I'm talking about Indicator, one of my favourite Blu-ray labels who are doing some of the best work in the industry right now. My reason for talking about Indicator is that they recently had a Blu-ray sale, and I did a video on this. I gave some recommendations of what you should pick up in the sale, and I myself put in a pretty substantial order. So I have a lot of films to show you that I've just received in the mail. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this video. Before I get into showing you the Indicator Blu-rays that I picked up, if you're new here, my name's Elliot. I love Blu-rays and I love Indicator. So if you're into these kind of videos, do please consider subscribing because it would really help me and the channel grow. And get involved in the comments because we have so many great people in this community offering up their recommendations of Indicator films and letting people know what they picked up. So if you want to be part of this community, by all means, get involved in the comments below. Okay, I've got the big box here. I'm going to do the same thing that I did with my recent Criterion haul video. I'm going to unbox this live on camera. And yeah, I'm just going to dig into what's in the box. Just a quick heads up before I get into these Indicator films. They are all blind buys like many of the Indicator films that I buy, meaning that I haven't seen them before. I recently did a video about blind buying and why it's such an important part of my Blu-ray collecting habits and how it's made me discover so many great films. So I'm not going to really be talking substantially about these films or why they're good because I've not seen them, but I'm just going to be showing you what I've got basically, so hopefully you'll enjoy seeing that. Okay, let's get opening this box. I've got my trusty mini screwdriver again. It's the ASMR edition, as always. I am opening the box. The box is very hard to open with this screwdriver. Okay, we're in. Gonna get rid of all the little plasticky things. I'll tidy that up later. Oh my god, it just keeps sticking to me. What the hell? Get out of here. So wow, first thing out of the box is this little Indicator catalogue showing the John Ford at Columbia box set that's due out pretty soon. I'm really excited for this. John Ford, one of the great American directors. Really excited for these films. One thing you've got to love about Indicator as well is the artwork on all of the releases. And yeah, just seeing them all lined up there, I love their artwork and they're bringing such interesting films. And they're films that I just didn't know about before and that I now love. Films like Little Murders, Gumshoe, The Reckoning. The Reckoning is such a great film. The Pumpkin Eater, Housekeeping, Born of Fire. All of these films I absolutely love. I love this little catalogue that they've chucked in. They've also chucked in an Indicator tote bag. I didn't actually order this. They've obviously chucked it in because I've bought so many. Wait till you see how many I've bought. Thanks very much, Indicator, for the free bag. Okay, we're going to move on to the films. Like I said, I've not seen any of these films, so my comments are going to be very brief. First one I've got, A Severed Head. I know absolutely nothing about this, but that artwork is so creepy. The second title out of this box is The Triple Echo, directed by Michael Apted. And Michael Apted, he made that Up series, the documentary following the people throughout their life at different stages. So a very interesting filmmaker. Great cast as well, Glenda Jackson, Oliver Reed. So really intrigued to find out what this is all about. I've got Gardens of Stone, directed by Francis Ford Coppola. I don't know anything about this film, to be honest. You know, most of the Coppola films I've seen are the big ones. You know, films like The Conversation, the Godfather films, Apocalypse Now, Rumblefish. Rumblefish is a great film, and Bram Stoker's Dracula. But yeah, never seen Gardens of Stone, so I'm really intrigued to see what this is all about. Next up, I've got Dragonwyck. Now, this is a really interesting one that has me very intrigued. It's directed by Joseph L. Mankiewicz, and it's produced by Ernst Lubitsch. So that's two great filmmakers working on this at once. And then look at the cast. You know, you've got Gene Tierney, Walter Huston, Vincent Price, and Glenn Langan. So tremendous cast. Really intrigued to see what this is about. I've got RPM, directed by Stanley Kramer. Stanley Kramer is one of those directors that I think is very overlooked. I know Stanley Kramer has had some attention from the Criterion Collection. They released It's a Mad, 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 Mad World. Beyond that, his films do get overlooked, but he made a lot of great films. I don't know what the critical appreciation of Stanley Kramer is like, but really, he just made some really entertaining films. Next up, I've got The Virgin Soldiers. I have absolutely no idea what this is about. All I know is that artwork is quite intriguing. So if you've seen Virgin Soldiers and you liked it, do let me know in the comments below. This next one I'm very excited to watch. It's Robert Rosson's Lilith, starring Warren Beatty and Gene Seberg. So excited to watch this. I love Robert Rosson's The Hustler with Paul Newman. So yeah, can't wait to watch this. I've got The Third Secret, directed by Charles Crichton. Honestly don't know much about this at all. I just love the artwork. So hopefully going to get around to watching this very soon. Track 29, directed by Nicholas Roeg. Nicholas Roeg, one of the greatest filmmakers from England. I love Nicholas Roeg's films because they're so out there. His films are always very well directed and very well framed. Because Nicholas Roeg, he started out as a cinematographer before getting into directing. This has a great cast. Look, Teresa Russell, Gary Oldman and Christopher Lloyd. And again, before Indicator announced this, I'd never even heard of it. And I was a big fan of Nicholas Roeg. So yeah, they really are unearthing some gems and giving them such brilliant treatment. I've got Bellman and True, directed by Richard Loncraine, starring Bernard Hill. If you're from the UK and you've watched TV, you'll know who Bernard Hill is probably. What has me intrigued about Bellman and True is it's directed by Richard Loncraine, who directed Richard III, the film with Ian McKellen. So I'm very interested to see what this is about. Oh, there's still plenty more, folks. We're not stopping now. Immaculate Conception, directed by Jamil Delhavi. I've seen Born of Fire, which is another Indicator release from Delhavi, and I loved that. So very peculiar, very out there film, and very intrigued to see what Immaculate Conception is going to be like. No Orchids for Miss Blandish. Haven't got a clue what this is about. All I know is on the back it says, the film they said could never be made. So yeah, I'll be the judge of that. Quite provocative artwork. I love the artwork. Very noirish. I don't know if it is a noir film. But yeah, going in blind, but I can't wait. I've got Who, starring Elliot Gould and directed by Jack Gold. Now Jack Gold has some other really interesting films out there. So I'm a fan of Jack Gold, and it's produced by Barry Levinson as well, one of the great American filmmakers. Psyche 59. Haven't got a clue what it's about, but yeah, very intrigued. I've got The Snake Pit, starring Olivia de Havilland. I mentioned Olivia de Havilland in my recent Criterion sale pickup video because I got the film by William Wyler starring her called The Heiress. And I love Olivia de Havilland. I say it before, she's so beautiful. One of the best actresses ever, in my opinion. After making that video on the Criterion sale haul, some of you guys mentioned in the comments that she's still alive and kicking. I think she's 103 years old. So wow, that was total news to me. So yeah, Olivia de Havilland, The Snake Pit. A Dandy in Aspic. This is directed by Anthony Mann, the great Anthony Mann who made all of those brilliant westerns. It's got Lawrence Harvey, Tom Courtenay, and it also says, and the new excitement of Mia Farrow. The new excitement. This next film is by one of my favourite directors of all time. It's Max Ophuls' The Reckless Moment. This is a film that a few of you recommended to me when I recently did my podcast on The Earrings of Madame de, which is one of my favourite films of all time. So I can't wait to see The Reckless Moment, starring James Mason and Joan Bennett. And the last film from this mega Indicator Blu-ray haul is Charles Bronson in Breakout. Charles Bronson, one of the greatest action heroes ever. All I have to do is mention Death Wish to you, and that tells you so much. Can't wait to see what Breakout's like. I love this artwork as well. I think this is the original poster artwork. It's also got Robert Duvall in as well. That's very interesting. So yeah, Breakout rounds off my Indicator Blu-ray haul. So this is it. These are all of the films that I just picked up. If I counted right, I think there's 18 films. So gosh, my watch list is unbearably long now. There are so many films on my watch list. Between this and the recent Criterion sale pickups that I got, I'm going to be busy for a very long time, so it's kind of handy that we're in self-isolation. Just means I'm going to watch lots of great films. So that's the end of another Blu-ray sale unboxing video thing where I talk about Indicator Blu-rays. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Do let me know in the comments below if you've picked up any titles in this Indicator sale, because I'd love to hear what you've picked up. I'll be back with more videos very soon on Blu-rays and Indicator and the Criterion Collection. So until then, please stay safe and keep watching great movies.